here's the deal. The trend shows that GPTs are actually going to be bought by companies. We're watching this happen with Google Docs, for example, or with things that we use in our everyday. Those of us who maybe use Canva to create something for our classrooms, the GPTs are being embedded in those things. It's not going anywhere. So we can ban whatever version is happening, but it's being infused into the population. Like we can ban, just like we could ban fidget spinners. It didn't matter. At some point, it overwhelmed the school. And then it becomes a tool for kids like being able to channel their energy. ChatGPT is here. So now we have to figure out how we're going to help kids understand it, use it, interrogate it. And we got to do the same thing.
Okay. So what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong, because this is what I think I'm hearing, but essentially,
tell me, let's talk about it.
I don't want to put words in your mouth. I just want to make sure that what I heard and what I'm interpreting is essentially it's not going anywhere. You are going to get responses from auto-generated type of technology when it comes to your work. The way that we can combat it, or maybe not combat it, but more of harness that technology is by kind of going through that brilliant structure or some sort of questioning. Okay, what is your response? What do you agree with when it comes to this generated response? Is this where you're at? Are those some of the things that we can help our students, work with?
Yes, I think we can start to build it in. We have to embrace that it's here. Like I get to read these applications for Black girls who are applying to scholarships for college. And as I read these applications, I'm like, it is clear that ChatGPT has been maybe a tool that you have used, because they all look pretty similar to the set of questions I started asking myself around like, okay, so if they're using it, and if the 18 girls and women that I'm reading these essays from are all using it, how am I going to help them understand what they're doing, what they're using, what perspectives are being built, and then use it to formulate their own thoughts, their own connection with other people, and the opportunity that they have to use this as a resource. And for me to embrace that and open the door for conversation instead of shutting the door, opening it, to use it as a teaching tool.
So I know a lot of people will tell me, or teachers will say, one of the things that we do to encourage our students is if you're going to utilize ChatGPT, utilize it as a starting point. So this is not copy and paste necessarily, but at least gives you some ideas, and then you can utilize that to kind of write in your own words. There's enough prompts that we can put into chat, for example, that can kind of give us something enough to a shell, if you will, and then, or template, and then we can go from there. Is that something that you would encourage? Or because I'm thinking about, like you said, like if I'm reading a scholarship and it's an academic scholarship and I see clearly this is clearly some chat stuff. Is that going to, subjectively, am I going to feel like, oh no, this person does not deserve this scholarship? So I mean, what are your thoughts there?
Yes. Well, let's be real about college essays from people of privilege have been written and informed by other people for a very long time. And so this ain't new. I think part of what we got to get really disciplined about is how are we teaching our kids to ask the questions of us human to human? And then how does that inform how they ask questions to ChatGPT? And someone I was talking to the other day, they're like, so you're saying ChatGPT could be a thought partner? And I'm like, it could be a helpful thought partner to have in a bedroom at midnight when you're trying to figure out, where can I find this information? Well, why not teach our kids then? Okay, one, it is bias because it's pulling from biased information on the internet. The internet is a biased place. Okay, so if you ask it a question, it's going to give you one type of answer. Do you agree with it? Yes or no? If you agree with it, what can you use or utilize, and how can you be in conversation with that information and with other humans to then evolve an opinion over time? And if we can look at it that way, then we can teach our kids to center their own brilliance, to be able to talk with themselves about what do I truly believe. But right now we're cutting that off at the pass because we're saying, I don't want to engage with it. Chat rooms were a scary place. And we're treating ChatGPT as if it's a evolved search engine, and it's definitely not that. So how do we help our kids relate to us and relate to this technology?
I always figure like the irony of it all is a lot of us utilize ChatGPT for lesson planning activities, but then we don't want the students. We don't want the students to send us the chat. Wait. You literally put this lesson plan together.
This assignment.
This wasn't you. I know you. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Wilson, I know this is not how you get down on these lesson plans. Now all of a sudden your lesson plans are on point at this level, but then you don't want me to send you my feedback or assessment information via you don't want me to utilize the same tools. Like, no, this is for me. This, as a teacher, this is for me only, but students, no, you can't utilize it. So I think we do need to be fair in a lot of conversations when it comes to how we utilize ChatGPT.
Yes. Well, and you bring up a great point here around it. The fact pattern that we had no longer exists, right? It's not, it is all, it's changed. And so if we take and apply like, okay, we're going to use this for our lesson plans, but we don't allow our kids to have conversations around it, we are literally limiting connection with them. And that's what we're all saying. Like, the kids don't get us. Well, they don't get us because we haven't taken the time to connect generationally. And that's part of our responsibility as shepherds for the generation to come. We have to figure out how to generationally connect so that they can use what they have as a set of tools to evolve humanity.
I'm with you.